Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're having a great day. Today we have so much going on, and first of which though, I hope you noticed what's on my head right now. Yep, check it out guys. Gen 3 of the Speed Phenom logo and hats are finally out. Please pick yours up today. I haven't really evolved the logo too much. It felt perfect to me. I just got inspired to see what we can do to push the brand even further. In this latest iteration, I'm very happy with it, and if you don't know, I love going to the track, and this logo represents what it's like being a speed phenom. It's actually laid out like a racetrack with a start and finish line and some sweeping 90-degree corners with a checkered flag at the finish. I love what I did with this logo years ago and where it's at right now. Please show your support for the brand. Pick yourself up a Speed Phenom hat with the Gen 3 logo just now coming out on my website at phenomautos.com. Today we're back in the office because we need to go over something that you should do if you want to save a lot of money when it comes to running your car on the racetrack or just having fun on the daily. As you guys know, I recently bought a McLaren 750S. We've had a lot of different cool cars here on the channel. For example, the Corvette Z06, a GT500s, even to the Stingrays. Some of those cars have had a certain upgrade where it makes it a lot of money or very expensive to run and operate long term. I'm not talking about the price of speccing it out and buying really cool or crazy options. No. That's a fixed price that you initially have to deal with. I'm talking about things that are consumable, where the more you drive your car, the more you're gonna have to go through them. It's a recurring cost. It's not just a one-time buy-in fee. So when it comes to my McLaren 750S, I decided that I wanted to do something about that. It's funny because almost every McLaren owner I've personally met, they've all shared these same opinions with me when it comes to carbon ceramics. It's like, well, why do we have to run them? Or I definitely wouldn't run them if I didn't have to. A lot of owners with 765 LTs, even McLaren 600 LTs, they pull off the carbon ceramics and put on iron brakes. Join me at FSELA for some cool behind the scenes footage with iron brakes on a McLaren. If you guys are interested in getting service done with these guys, hit them up and mention discount code SPEEDPHENOM. They'll hook you up for your McLaren if you want to bring it in as well. Okay guys, here we have the 750S in the air, finally getting the final bits of track prep and work done to put down fast lap times. I can't wait. Here are the titanium lug nuts. So crazy thing, I did not know this, but my car did come with titanium lug nuts. If you look closely, they are, if I focus, there we go. Look at that, it's got a Torx pattern and it says McLaren actually on the lug nut right there, and it's so much lighter. I think this is like 40% the weight of a traditional lug nut system for a McLaren, and it's really cool to feel just the details on it, because a standard one wouldn't have anything like this. It would be a standard hex pattern with no words at all on the bolt, and this is cool. This is really cool. I think this is like a $1,700 option on the McLaren 750S, but I don't remember putting this on the car. Maybe it was a hiccup, maybe they gifted it to me, I'm not sure guys, but I was stoked to see it. I don't remember actually paying for this. You can see up close, so you have brake cooling, you have another venting system that pulls the air upwards towards the brakes, and then you have an exit vent that wraps air around and creates a bubble over the wheels, the exit trajectory for the air, the turbulent air out of the wheel wells. This reduces front end lift, so it's great for the racetrack. I love this 765 LT louver design, and as you guys know, I've got the full blue paint on top, the enlarged front splitter for more downforce in the front end. So realistically, this has got all the elements I think needed to be even significantly faster than the 720 and maybe right up there with the 765. And this effect is transitioned everywhere else on the vehicle with the pinstriping on the front splitter, the carbon fiber with the louvers, and even the side mirrors. Underneath the car, if we look up close, do you see these blades right here in the middle? These are your underbody aero strakes, and the idea is it's grabbing the airflow. The camera will focus right there, there we go, and it's pushing it out the sides, and this effectively increases your downforce and it sucks the vehicle down. If I stand closer in the middle, it's perfectly aimed at me, but then as you can see, it's going left and right. Also, there's another aero strake that's grabbing airflow towards the braking system, the rotors of the 750S. I want to add another point, guys. Look how beautiful it looks underneath. Not a single scrape anywhere underneath my entire front splitter. So right there, guys, that is commitment. I'm pumped. I'm so pumped to get this thing ready for the track. Shout out to FSC LA for being so good to work with. Check it out, guys. So we've got the new front gear disc rotor put on the front right side, and it looks totally different, way shinier. Look how shiny that looks. It almost matches like the metal for the hydraulic link suspension, but thankfully the team here did also protect the calipers with blue painter's tape. Those are very, pricey calipers with the MSO paint color, but so far looking really cool. I can't wait to see the finished product when it's fully ready to go to the track. This is the new gen hydraulic link suspension, and if you see on the right side, you see that black cylinder with a golden or orange trim on it? That's the accumulators for the hydraulic link suspension, and if you compare that against a 720, this is vastly different. Even the whole suspension joint right here looks different than the 720 and 765. So this is Gen 3 suspension versus Gen 2 in the 765 with the newer accumulators, and the 720 has the oldest accumulators. And let me show you what those accumulators look like. By the way, accumulators have been a problem for McLarens in the past, where they break over time or they just malfunction, and let me show you a comparison. Coming up close to the 720S rear accumulator, you see how it's more rounded off down below, and it's not as tall, so that gives you a good idea of how the 700 series used to be when they came out, all the way up until I think 2022, and then the 765 came out as well with newer accumulators. A lot of 720S owners, I believe, were putting on 765 accumulators for their car because these became a problem over time. That's pretty neat. So it's telling us what kind of metal we have. Grade A iron, right? And then right there it says made in USA and minimum thickness is 34 millimeters. Again, major shout out to FSC LA. These guys have been working with me for many years now. They have certified technicians for these brands, and they specialize in not only getting your car ready for the racetrack, but also just maintenance for these special supercars, sports cars, everything you can name. What's cool is that they even work on race prepping exclusive hypercars such as McLaren Sennas. So if you're interested in getting your car prepared for the racetrack or getting general maintenance done, reach out to FSC LA in Irvine. You'll find their information in the description of this video. There's a lot of really cool things you can do for track prep on these performance cars, and one of them is brakes. Let's be honest here, the fastest braking system you can have on these supercars, meaning the lightest system you can have to make the car still perform at the fastest level possible, is to keep carbon ceramics. It's because there's less rotational mass, meaning when you accelerate, the tires and even the horsepower has to work even less to be able to accelerate fast. When you have lighter wheels also, that can help with your performance too. Having carbon wheels and carbon brakes is like the best setup possible for creating the lightest rotational mass ever on one of your axles, right? On one of the corners of your car. This is why on the Ford GT they offered that carbon fiber wheels and carbon ceramic brakes. It's a really cool combination. Though you don't need carbon fiber wheels, you can buy very light forged wheels that are monoblock that perform similarly but may weigh a couple pounds more, but maybe, just not that much more. I really do think that brands, they should consider offering iron brakes on supercars because they work great. In this video, these brakes are perfectly OEM standard brakes, meaning they fit perfectly right on the OEM setup and work beautifully with calipers already mounted on the car. My question is, why don't brands actually consider to sell to owners iron brakes anymore? It seems like a thing of the past, right? You used to be able, I think with the McLaren 12C, right, you could get iron brakes with it, but over the years McLaren has completely phased out all their iron brakes, and all you have now are the carbon ceramics. I know for the clientele getting into these vehicles, having no brake dust is a really good thing, and having the carbon ceramics on the 750S or 600LT, any McLaren, it really does reduce the brake dust you get. When you run with standard iron brakes, you inherently get dirtier wheels or a dirtier car over time. I think owners really do like that lifestyle choice, how it changes things up. When it comes to buying a track-focused vehicle, like even the Z07 I bought, it's interesting because they force you to get the carbon ceramics. You really have to ask yourself, why is that? If most people that I see at the racetrack who have cars that originally come with carbon ceramic brakes pulled them off, why is it the standard now for all these track cars coming out to force carbon ceramic brakes on you? I think first off, it really is just becoming an industry standard. We're seeing it everywhere, and people running their car to the limit on the track is a very small margin of owners, where if they get carbon ceramics, it's a much better livable experience on the street because you don't get that much of the brake dust all over your wheels or on your car. Plus, people who buy these cars don't usually put many miles on them, right? A lot of supercars or sports cars, the miles are always kept low, so owners aren't really having to go through the consumables. Here's the business side of things. I think brands put on these brakes because it's just a nicer return on investment, meaning they want to create a package where people, they get a good value, but also the company is able to get returning customers. And returning customers, this doesn't just mean, let's say, buyers of the brand who want to buy a new car, but it means people coming in for service. And that's a long-term revenue stream, isn't it? Because they have these brakes that cost tens of thousands of dollars and you have no choice but to put them on your car. I'm just curious, what is the best way to go? Please guys, let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts? What is the best way to go for running a supercar, driving it hard, going to the track? Do you want to keep on your carbon ceramics and pay the extra money? I think on average it's about 4 to 5 times more expensive to change out brakes on a carbon ceramic setup versus a steel setup or an iron setup. The question is it worth it to you? I'm looking forward to seeing how many yeses and nos we're going to find in the comment section down below. Tell me your thoughts on why the industry standard is now carbon ceramics. Is it A, it gives brands a higher return on investment for service costs? B, it's just the best braking system for the track? C, it's just what customers want? Please let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really does help me out. And subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. While you do that, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all the new content coming out. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to pick up your own Speed Phenom official SP hat. The Gen 3 logos are finally out, and woohoo, they look incredible. You'll find my website link down below to phenommodels.com or floating on the screen right now.